What do you do when the narcissist in your life happens to be the same person who signs your paycheck or grades your schoolwork? Narcissistic dynamics aren't just confined to families or to friendships or to intimate relationships. They also thrive in professions, particularly those that reward confidence, authority, and control. When someone's identity depends on being exceptional, even the smallest pushback or mistake can feel like a massive threat to their survival. If you have a boss who treats every disagreement like an insubordination, or who needs constant admiration and gives zero mentorship, you might be dealing with systemic narcissism. Here's how to survive it. My name's Dr. Michael Zandi. I have a little over 40 years experience in helping people deal with high conflict relationships. A quick reminder that the insights in this video are for educational purposes only and are not intended as psychological or professional advice. Please consult a qualified professional for guidance on your individual situation. Let me tell you, I once worked with a patient named Margot. Now, Margot was a bright, articulate student. She was in advanced clinical training at the time that I was working with her, but she arrived in my office deeply demoralized and professionally exhausted. Her supervisor was an elderly, very celebrated author who was deeply protective of his reputation. Instead of mentoring her, he treated their supervision meetings like interrogations. He would force her to play recordings, and then he would stop every few minutes and ask her, "Why did you say that? Is that what you meant? What made you think to do that?" He would stop the tape and accuse her of making mistakes, and his tone was consistently hostile. Margot tried everything that she knew to try to please him. She was ready to defend herself. She would go out, she would look in his books, and when he would stop her, she would say, "But Dr. So and so, this is in your book on page 352. When the patient says X, I say Y." Well, this only made it worse. This was perceived by him as being very threatening, and it wasn't working for her at all. Eventually, Margot realized that her self advocacy was registering to his fragile ego as a form of opposition. So she sat down and she found a workaround. She called it strategic flattery. During meetings, instead of waiting to be interrogated, she began to pause the tapes herself. And she would say, "Dr. So and so, what did you think about that? Was that okay? I'm not sure how that went over. Do you think that was the best thing in this case?" Once he started feeling consulted and admired, his hostility softened, and the meetings finally became survivable. Margot realized that she wasn't the problem. He just simply couldn't tolerate being challenged. When you're dealing with a narcissistic boss, your goal shifts. You're no longer trying to get the system to change. You're making strategic choices to protect your own integrity, to manage their ego, and to survive the environment with your confidence intact. You can't always escape a toxic relationship or workplace immediately, but you can learn how to protect your sanity while you're in that relationship. In my book, When They Won't Change, I outline the exact tools that you need to stay grounded when the professional power and ego collide. I put a description to that book in my link to drzandi, drzandi.com. You can also find it on Amazon. The title of the book is When They Won't Change, and you can purchase it directly on Amazon. Right now, I believe it's also available on Kindle Unlimited, so you could read it for free. And you can order it in paperback or electronic. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next video.